How's it going, Pendragon family? This is Ethan with Pendragon Collection, and I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss our display case campaign with you guys. Now, I want you to pardon me, please. I'm going to be reading quite a bit because I want to make sure that I do not forget any of this important information, and there's a lot to discuss. So, first of all, we have reached over 500,000 people during this campaign, and as it's plain to see, we are most likely not going to reach our initial goal for the campaign. We've spent lots of time talking with you all and have gained some important insight about our product, and we think we have solutions to most, if not all, of the voiced concerns. So, our goal with the creation of this product was to fill a very large void in the collected industry. That void was high-end cases for you guys, the private collectors. Our goal was to not even be in the same planet as an IKEA display or shelf system. Instead, we wanted to take the best of everything we could find and put it into one product. Now, we know that a product like this from a furniture company costs thousands and thousands of dollars, and we were super excited when we were able to find the right vendors and suppliers to be able to get the price down to hundreds, but it appears like we have misjudged the market. Now, there are those of you, mostly the people who have been able to pledge, who have the budgets and the desire for the best cases in the world, but we feel like most of you are not in a position to spend that kind of money, so we have been working on solutions for the past week or so and wanted to present some of our ideas to you and let you know what our initial roadmap will be. First of all, we will be closing this campaign so that we can regroup and start it over again in a better position. We want to make prototypes of every case we offer in physical form and be able to offer samples to certain influencers to be able to review them. We want you to be completely at peace when it comes to trusting the care and quality of our products. Next, we want to make our products in the USA. Shipping furniture overseas is expensive, and we feel like this was a large reason for our low pledges. To do this, we are already working on creating workspace, building the team, and getting equipment needed to do most of the production in-house and all of the assembly and quality control in-house. This should equal higher quality products and best customer service for you guys. When we designed the cases, we went into it with an approach of give you every feature we can possibly find using the research and study of museums. And that included some materials and processes that are foreign to most of you, like the anti-reflective glass. The anti-reflective glass especially was so important to us because we could see what it could do, but it is also the most complicated material to get. We cannot get it in small quantities at all, and we cannot produce it ourselves. Just using glass, regular old glass, because it's not a plastic material, makes the process harder because of the weight and manufacturing process. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a redesign of the cases, taking the core design and changing materials and then looking at what are primary features and what can be upgrade features for later on so we can get you guys the best price and shipping possible. To begin with, we are going to change from acrylic to wood for the top and the bottom bases sections of the case. This will create a more rigid structure and also allow us to do the manufacturing better in-house. The wood will be a cabinet-grade wood with either a laminated or a finished outer surface, so nothing low quality. Next, we will change the glass for a double-thick acrylic. But, as we have seen through our own tests, we understand how scratch-prone acrylic is. So, if you've never dealt with acrylic before, you could lay it on a rough blanket and get little micro scratches. We do not want to sell a product that's like that. We're not, as much as we want to reduce the prices to the absolute possible lowest amount that it can be, there's just certain things that you just don't do, and we're not going to do what those other guys do. So we're going to get anti-scratch acrylic. It's a little bit more expensive, not tremendously more expensive, but it's a little bit more expensive. But we want to make sure that you guys can handle the product and set it down on your table and build it and display it and clean it without getting scratches all over it. And from the samples that we've seen, like you can actually take your fingernail and rub it all across it and nothing is going to happen to it. So it's a really, really cool product. Again, not dramatically more expensive than regular acrylic, but we want to make sure that we use that so that you at least have something in the glass sides and front that is a high-end product. Finally, we will integrate the pin lock stacking system from the Econic cases. So with this system, basically you've got 4 holes on the top and the bottom of the case, and they have covers on them, and you can pop those covers off and then drop steel pins into the cases, and then you can stack them and they're locked in place, so you don't have to worry about sliding or anything moving around. We're going to remove all the dimmer switches and controls and integrate a smart controller standard in each case. So the Dragon Link smart controller is going to be standard in each case. That's just going to be a built-in product. It's not going to be on the back. It's going to be built into the case. This way you can safely stack your cases like we were talking about, and then easily control the lighting and scheduling from your phone or tablet or voice controller like Amazon or Alexa. And this uses the Tuya or SmartThings app, which is the most common app that's useful on buying any type of smart system from Amazon. So this should integrate with most of your systems that you already have if you have automated systems. No hub is required. We're going to keep the multi-case linking, so you will still have 2 power ports on the back of the case so that you can connect multiple cases together. Our light box is going to be the same, but we're going to remove the spotlights and then put in something else that's a little bit lower profile, takes up less space in the case. We do think uplighting is a good thing, and if we can fit that into the price, that's what our goal is. So that's what we're going to be working on for the design. We also want to keep the high CRI LEDs. Regularly, these do not present an accurate picture of the colors of the objects inside, so we want to make sure that we get good LEDs. They're not dramatically more expensive. You just have to find them. You just have to know what you're looking for, and that's going to give you a very accurate representation of what the objects are that's inside the case, and that's important. The back is going to remain matte black. The floor is going to remain a neutral gray, and we will still keep the easy to assemble flat pack design because that's a super important feature for being able to save you guys on shipping. So overall, the look is going to remain the same, but we're going to scale back on the expensive special features in favor of getting you guys all the best possible cost. And what we would like to do is in the future, we want to create an upgrade path, a module upgrade path, so that if you wanted to add anti-reflective glass, or you wanted to add this, or you wanted to add that, we can actually make that something that you can just purchase on its own after you already have the case, and just add to the cases that you already have and make them better and better over time. So, with the natural progression of this, we're going to combine the Econic and the Archive cases into one low-cost case line. We are also going to introduce a special new and even more less expensive product, Smart Shelves. We will post and blog about this a lot over the coming weeks, so you guys will see it and understand it. But the basic principle is a modular floating shelf in 1 foot, 2 foot, or 3 foot increments, and you can just slide them together to create whatever length of shelf that you want, and then of course stack them. They have built-in lighting, smart control, and battery system. There's going to be lighting on both the top and the bottom, so that you can get a even lighting on the object that you put in between. So if you had 3 shelves, you would be able to put you'd have 2 objects in there stacked, or 2 rows of objects, a roof, a floor, and then a middle shelf, and you'd be able to get nice even distribution of lighting on the inside. The smart controller has 2 channels. So one channel is going to be for the lighting that's on the top of the shelf. One channel is going to be for the lighting that's on the bottom of the shelf. That way on your phone, you can easily turn off a channel. So for example, if you wanted to have lighting, a down lighting on an object, you need a case or a shelf that creates kind of that artificial roof. But you don't necessarily want the lighting that's on top of that roof shelf to shine up onto the ceiling or something like that. So you can easily just turn that off. The lighting that we're going to be using is going to be a smart LED system, so it's going to have temperature control, so you can change from cool to warm. This is something that we're probably also going to integrate into the display cases, so that's just going to be another added feature that's not tremendously more expensive, but just gives you guys better control over what the lighting situation is for the environment that you're in. There's going to be a really cool hidden drawer on the front of each case. You won't even be able to tell that it's there, but you can pull that drawer out and that's where you're going to be able to access the pairing control for the smart system, as well as the battery pack that you can then take out and recharge, put another one in, make it super easy. Now, with the cases getting longer, we're going to add basically an extra drawer system so that all the fronts of the faces look exactly the same. So on one side of a longer case, you might have your controls. On the other side, it might be an empty drawer. This is a really cool feature, especially for the 1/6 scale characters and stuff like that. Anything that has add-ons, if they fit within that height, which should be, I think, 2 inches, then you can store that stuff in the drawer right below the object, so you can do switch outs and stuff. So that's going to be really neat. And again, it's all hidden. You won't even know it's there. Really, really cool. So a case like, or a shelf like this has never been made before, and we are actually really confident that we can get the price below what a furniture store charges for just a simple floating shelf, just a slab. Like, the prices that we've seen are pretty crazy. Again, we're not looking to beat IKEA. If you want a particle board 1-inch thick shelf, go for it. But if you want something that's, you know, $20 more, maybe $30 more, and has everything and is like a bespoke piece of furniture, then this is what you're going to be looking for. So in closing, we are so grateful for your support. We hope you guys stick around for the relaunch. We will be posting on social media and Discord throughout the next few weeks as we get all of these samples made. We're going to get renderings done as soon as we can so you can see what the new designs just look like, and then we're going to move directly into manufacturing samples. So you should be able to see that stuff pretty quickly over the next couple of weeks. And then just pay attention to our feeds and our email system. If you haven't joined our email list on our website, please do that. We're going to go ahead and start redesigning the website and make everything a little bit simpler there. But we will let you guys know when the relaunch is, so just be prepared for that. We may be able to integrate some stretch goals, but again, we're looking for getting the cost down. So we want to be able to keep as much of the quality while reducing the cost as far as we can. And we're willing to sacrifice a tremendous amount of our profit just to be able to get this going and get this into people's homes. So we're going to do the absolute best that we possibly can. So if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook, join the email list, chat with us on Discord. We're always there. Thank you guys very much, and we will see you in a few weeks.